What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. Today, we are calling, yes, again, the Michigan State versus Minnesota Golden Gophers hockey game. So apparently this game started before I thought. So we play Ohio State next. So right now the national rankings look like Boston College at number 1, Michigan State at number 2, Minnesota at number 3, or pairwise. So, first period of it's already 1-0 Michigan State. I don't know why. I never get the I don't know what it is, but I'm always late to these. But anyways, so it's 1-0 MSU. I don't know what period we're in. Minnesota wins the face-off. We're in the second period. Second period just started, by the way. So, Mon Ice Arena is where this game's being played. Never mind, Minnesota's still number 4. Michigan State with the puck in their own zone. So 6 for the Gophers and 13 for Michigan State. So, Michigan State with the puck in the Golden Gophers zone. Minnesota now with the puck in the neutral zone, in the Spartan zone. Minnesota with the shot, or the puck in front of the net, taken by Michigan State. Michigan State now with the puck. Michigan State, Isaac Howard had his 20th goal last night. Michigan State with the puck in the Gophers zone. 19 minutes to go in the second period. Minnesota with the puck now in their own zone. Intercepted by the Spartans. Michigan State with it now in their own zone, passing it back and forth between each other. Michigan State now with the puck in the Gopher zone. A shot at the net. Doesn't go. Michigan State with the puck. Basgol. Doesn't go. Michigan State still with the puck. Never mind. Minnesota gets it. They gain control of it. Never mind. Now Michigan State has it, and a Gophers falls down. No penalty there. Michigan State with it in the neutral zone, in the Gophers zone now. Number 28 with it. Number 28 in the corner with it. Pass back to number 16. Michigan State with it. Number 28 again. It goes into the corner. Minnesota gets it now. This is a top 5 matchup. Poked away by the Spartans. Michigan State, number 18, shot at the goal and glove save by the Gophers. Soulier is in goal tonight. Not a shocker because last night Nathan Airy allowed, I think, 5 goals or something. Something like that. Face off in the Gopher zone after the glove save by Soulier. Minnesota wins the face off. Last night, Michigan State won the majority of the face offs. Michigan State shot on the goal. Doesn't go. They gained possession of the puck in the Gopher zone. Michigan State with it in front of the net. Number 28 with it now for the Spartans in the corner. Minnesota trying to take it, and no, they're not successful. Michigan State with it. Number 8 with it. Oh, missed the shot twice. Minnesota gets it now. Bet Michigan State right there in the free area of the ice with it. Michigan State with it now, and never mind, Minnesota takes it right back. 17:32 to go in the second period. Minnesota racing for the puck behind the Spartan net. Michigan State with it. Never mind, Minnesota has it. Now MSU has it in the neutral zone. Michigan State, number 28 or 26 with it, passing along the boards. Intercepted by the Gophers. Minnesota with it now in their own zone. Minnesota passing along the boards. Almost taken by the Spartans. Minnesota gains control of it again. Or they not gain control. Minnesota has it. Minnesota pushing into the Spartan zone. Flips it over the net. It hits the glass. behind the net. Michigan State gains control of the puck behind their own net, but Minnesota gets it right back and then gives it right back to Michigan State. Michigan State with the puck in the Gopher zone. Michigan State with the puck along the boards in the corner. Minnesota gains control of it now behind their own net in the defensive zone. Puck poked away from the Gophers, but right to another Gopher player. Michigan State trying to gain control of the puck again, and I don't know if they do. They don't. Minnesota has behind their own net. The camera did not get any view of the puck there for a moment. Minnesota pushing into the Spartan zone. It's a 1-on-3. Now it's a 3-on-3. Minnesota shot on Trey Augustine. Doesn't go. Good save by Augustine. It's their 7th shot of the game. Shot on goal of the game. Minnesota gets it back. Minnesota, that would have been a perfect opportunity for a goal. They don't get it. They miss the shot. Minnesota intercepts it in center ice. Charlie Stramel almost with a goal for the Spartans. Michigan State with it still. Back to Isaac Howard to number 15 Stramel. Back to 22. Misses the shot wide left. Doesn't count as a shot on goal, but it's a shot, but I'm only counting the shots on goal. Minnesota with it in center ice. Never mind. Michigan State with it now in the defensive zone. Pass up the ice to number 28. Michigan State with it. And penalty. Nope. No whistle. I thought I heard one. Shot. Doesn't go. Soulier blocked. Geary almost picked up his first goal of the night last night. It was the 9th goal by the Spartans last night. And now we got a whistle. Joey Larson in this play. Stop. They're playing Imperial March in Mon Ice Arena. I don't know why, but whatever. Minnesota had the perfect opportunity there. They just missed it. They had the perfect opportunity. Face off in the Spartan zone, or in the Gopher zone. Who won the face? I did not see who won the face-off. Michigan State with the puck now. Shot on Soulier. Doesn't go. Should be shot 16, but they didn't count it for whatever reason. They went from 15 down to 14. So we're just going to follow with whatever's on the screen. I see on the screen. Anyways, Minnesota trying to get the puck in the Spartan zone. Then he falls down trying to go over the Spartans' back. And Michigan State with the puck in the neutral zone. Michigan State, 3-on-3. 3-on-3 rush. Minnesota steals the puck. And Minnesota with it now in the neutral zone. Minnesota into the Spartan zone with it. Passing it along in front of the net. No shot. Minnesota still has it, though. Number 2 of the Gophers has it in the Spartan zone. Shot on the goal. Doesn't go. Where did that go? Michigan State now with it. We're 18. And there, I swear to God, don't you dare start playing ping pong again like you did in that Michigan game that we called. Minnesota with it in the defensive zone. Number 2 with it. Pushing into the Michigan State zone. Loses the puck, but right back to a Gopher. Shot! And score! Score! Minnesota answers Michigan State's opening period goal. It is now 1-1. Early in the second period, well, not as early as last night, where last night it was... At this point, I think it was like 3-2 or something crazy like that. But goal for the Golden Gophers in this top 5 matchup between the Minnesota Golden Gophers and the Michigan State Spartans. If you're just joining us, Minnesota just tied it up at 1. Jimmy Snuggered with the goal. The 8th shot of the night for the Gophers. Michigan State with the puck in the neutral zone. Michigan State just slaps the puck along the boards. Michigan State with it now. Michigan State with the puck in the Gopher zone. Number 16 with it. Shot on the goal. Doesn't go. Minnesota gains control of the puck in their own zone. And they're playing ping pong again. Don't you dare start doing that. And offsides on MSU of the face-off in the Spartan zone. It was a beautiful goal by Minnesota, though. So, you can obviously see, if you weren't here last night, tonight the matchup is between 2 of the 3 universities I support. That is the University of Minnesota, Michigan State, and then Connecticut, but they aren't playing tonight right now, or at least in this game. Michigan State wins the face-off. No, the face-off was in the neutral zone. Anyways, Michigan State or Minnesota, who has the puck? Minnesota has it behind their own net. Minnesota with the puck in the defensive zone. Minnesota passing it up the ice. And who's got it now? Michigan State with it in the defensive zone, pushing into the neutral zone. Flips it forward, right to a Gopher. Snuggeroo, that's how you pronounce it. And Minnesota with the puck in the neutral zone. And Michigan State gets it behind the net of their own net. And right into the neutral zone. Michigan State with it. Shot on the goal. Doesn't hit the goal. That's shot number 15, apparently. Apparently the one that hit him right. There we go. That's 16. Why are you counting it now? Anyways, puck in the Gopher zone behind the net. Trey Augustine with it. Michigan State with the puck in the Gopher zone. It's a one-on-one. He has a chance. Shot and score! Michigan State answers the Golden Gophers with another goal of their own. It's 2-1 MSU. Roll right through for MSU. Watch the points. So on screen, where you guys see it, that was a nice goal by Larson. Or not Larson. No, that was Larson. Joey Larson with the goal. But as you can see, right where I have the Michigan State stuff on the right side of the screen, like last game for Michigan State, I have the Michigan State fight song lyrics, and then underneath that I have the Minnesota fight song lyrics, just for you. So Joey Larson, his 9th goal of the season. So yesterday, 26 seconds into the second period is when we had our first goal scored in the period. And that was by the Minnesota Golden Gophers to even up the game. To even it up at 1. But it didn't matter anyways because Michigan State ran away with it. Face off in the neutral zone. After an offsides call, Michigan State with it. That was Basgol. Number 10 shot on Soulier. Glove save by Soulier. Manisto with the shot. So, if you're just joining us, it's number 2 Michigan State against number 4 Minnesota from Munn Ice Arena in East Lansing, Michigan on the Michigan State campus. Face off in the Gophers zone, following the save by Soulier. Michigan State with the face-off win. Basgol with it. Basgol passing. Shot on the goal. Soulier blocked. Minnesota with the puck now in the neutral zone, but taken right back by Michigan State. Michigan State with the puck goes into the Gophers zone. Manisto with it. Michigan State Shouty with it. And who's got it now in the corner? I cannot see. Or, well, I mean, I can't see. Just like 7 guys are there. And Michigan State with it, but taken right back by the Gophers. Nice stick work by the Gophers there to keep it away from Michigan State there, but it goes right to Trey Augustine on that pass attempt forward into the Spartan zone. So Michigan State with the puck in the offensive zone, but it's loose now. No one has it, but taken right back by Michigan State. Number 27 with it. Shot on the goal. Goes wide right. Or wide left. It wasn't even a shot. I think it was a pass. Never mind. It was a shot. Minnesota with it now in the defensive zone. Passing along the boards. Goes backwards. Minnesota still has it, though. Minnesota on the boards with the puck. Goes into the Spartan zone. Michigan State Basgol passes it to number 20. And offsides is the call on the Spartans. We'll have a face-off. We'll have a face-off in the neutral zone. This game is good. This is a good game. This is what I was expecting more of last night. Not no. I mean, I kind of was expecting some of what we saw last night, but not to the magnitude of that. Not to the blowout we saw. At least thought Minnesota would have kept it close. But Michigan State with it in their own zone. Into the neutral zone now. Michigan State with it. Shot at the goal, doesn't go. I'm waiting to see if that counts. Minnesota down, trails by 1. They trail 2-1 to Michigan State. Shot the puck around the boards. Minnesota with it in the Spartan zone. Pass. Shot on the Trey Augustine, and it goes behind the net. Who's got it now? Michigan State does in their own zone. And down the ice it goes. Icing's a call. We'll have a face-off in the Michigan State zone. 10:05 to go in the second period. If you're just joining us, it's 2-1 Michigan State in this top 5 matchup between two of the top 5 teams that ranked nationally. Number 2, Michigan State. Number 4, Minnesota. Face off in the Spartan zone following the icing call. So, we await the face-off. Puck, face-off won by, I don't know. But Michigan State ended up with it, so I'm assuming Michigan State won it. But Minnesota gets it right back in their own zone, and Michigan State takes it. Never mind, Minnesota gets it back. Minnesota with the puck in the Spartan zone, but taken right back by MSU. Minnesota with it now in the corner. Minnesota behind the net with it. Great skating by the Gophers there. Minnesota with it behind the net. And they scored! Whoa! What the heck happened? Score by the Golden Gophers! And we are tied at 2! I didn't even know where the puck was. I thought it was still behind the net. But somehow, it goes in. Snuggerud with his second goal of the game. Second of the period, for that matter. Holy Jesus, that was insane. Just poked it off the back of Augustine. Wow. That was a great goal. That literally went right off the back of Trey Augustine. That was insane. That was great. That was a great goal. Jimmy Snuggerud is 18th of the year. And the puck now in the Gophers zone. Minnesota gains control of the puck now in the Spartan zone, or in the neutral zone, but the puck goes all the way into the Spartan zone. Michigan State gains control of it. If you're just joining us, we're tied at 2 with 9 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the second period. In this top 5 matchup. Minnesota with the puck now in their own zone. Minnesota with the puck in the neutral zone. And flings the puck into the Spartan zone behind the net. Michigan State gains control of it. Minnesota trying to get it back to try and take the lead in this matchup. The puck goes to Liam Soulier. Michigan State with it in front of the net. Does not get a shot off, but that would have been a goal if they could. They could have, because Liam Soulier was not ready for the Gophers. Minnesota with it behind their own net in the defensive zone. Minnesota skating around with the puck, passing it up the ice. And the puck goes into the Spartan zone. And Minnesota trying to get the puck along the boards. Minnesota does. Minnesota with the puck in the Spartan zone. They're just flinging the puck back and forth with each other along the boards. Shot at the goal! Doesn't go! And Augustine with a beautiful save. Michigan State with the puck in their own zone. Shooting it up the ice. Icing's a call. We'll have a face-off in the Spartan zone. 8:15 to go in this second period of this 2-2 game. All right. This is what I thought we would see last night. Not a blowout from Michigan State. All right, so it's on a commercial break right now. So, 2-2 in this one if you're just joining us. So, face off at center ice. Apparently, it was not icing. I don't know what it was. So, Michigan State wins the face off there at center ice. And it goes into the Gopher zone right to Soulier. And covered up by Soulier, we'll have a face off in the Gopher zone. So, if you're just joining us, 2-2 in this top 5 matchup, Minnesota wins the face-off. It was a rare sight of that last night. Don't know what the face-off stats look like tonight. Who's won more? I don't know. Minnesota with the puck now in the neutral zone, passing it up the ice. Minnesota with the puck in the Spartan zone. Along with Michigan State gets it now in their own zone. Michigan State with the puck in the Gopher zone. Minnesota trying to get it back to try and take the lead tonight. Minnesota does get it, but goes right back to Michigan State. Minnesota with it now. Michigan State with it now in the neutral zone. Minnesota almost got it there. Stramel with it. Back to, I don't know what number that was. Michigan State with it. Michigan State with it. Shot over the net, off the glass. Minnesota with it now. And it goes right back to Michigan State. Michigan State with the puck. Michigan State, Isaac Howard. And he loses control of the puck. Shot right off the pads of Soulier. Puck behind Minnesota net. Michigan State with it now. Michigan State, number 27 with it. Shot in front, or not in front of that. Shot at Soulier, doesn't go. Minnesota with it. And Michigan State now with the puck in the neutral zone. Michigan State right back into the Gopher zone. Shot over the net, right off the glass. Minnesota with it now in their own zone. Michigan State gets it back, though. Passing back and forth with each other. Michigan State trying to keep it away from Minnesota. Minnesota with it now behind their own net. And who's got it now? Michigan State does. Michigan State has it in their own zone. Minnesota has it now. Now Michigan State's got it. Who's got it now? Michigan State, number 7. Shot! Doesn't go. Michigan State with the puck now. And almost in. Saved by Liam Soulier. Tiernan Shouty with the shot there. Wow. This is a much more evenly balanced game today of what it feels so far score wise in this one compared to yesterday. This one I think it was like 5-3 Michigan State or something. Michigan State shot doesn't go, just missed wide right. Michigan State with it behind the net of the Gophers. Michigan State with it in the corner. Basgo with it. Shot on Soulier doesn't go. Right in front of the net. Gophers stop it. Shot again on Soulier doesn't go. Michigan State with in front of it. And oh, does that go in? That does, for as of now, it's a goal, but I don't know if that's gonna stand. I'm gonna count it for now. Did that cross the line completely? Let's see. Oh. Yeah, that's a goal for Michigan State. Puck completely crossed the line. It's 3-2 Michigan State. Tanner Kelly is 5th goal of the year. Michigan State with it in the Gopher zone. Minnesota with it now in their own zone, in the neutral zone with it on the boards. Michigan State gets it now, though. Minnesota with it in the Spartan zone. And Michigan State on a breakaway opportunity. Michigan State. Yeah, no, they don't get they don't get it off. His skates were he was skating too fast for the puck. And he couldn't control himself, couldn't get his shot off, lost control of the puck. Minnesota now with the puck in the Spartan zone. Behind the net. Minnesota with it. Shot, nope, not a shot. Behind the net. Minnesota with it. Shot, nope, pass. Shot, no, doesn't go in. Oh, what a shot in front of the net. I didn't even know they were going to shoot it there. Minnesota passing in front of the net. Minnesota with it. Passing along the boards. Michigan State intercepts that one behind their own net. Michigan State with it. Behind their own net. Making a change. Michigan State with it in the neutral zone. And puck behind the net. Liam Soulier with it. Minnesota with it now along the boards. Minnesota passing along the ice. Minnesota pushing into the Spartan zone. Minnesota passing along the boards. Minnesota passing back along the... No, never mind. Michigan State with it now behind their own net. Michigan State with it now in the neutral zone. And puck is shot along the boards. And it goes in... Offsides is the call on Michigan State. That was not even there was no shot attempt. It was a pass attempt. Wow. Oh, wow. Minnesota got a stick in there. Anyways, Michigan State with it in the Gopher zone. Gloved by Soulier in the air. 29 shots on goal for Michigan State to only 11 for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. But Minnesota has 2 goals out of those 11 shots. While Michigan State has 3 on 29. Face off in the Gopher zone, won by Michigan State. And whistle again. So what's going on now? Never mind. It's 28 shots for Michigan State. So, face-off won by the Gophers. Minnesota with the puck along the boards in their own zone. Minnesota with an opportunity on a breakaway that they don't get the opportunity. Michigan State stole it. Michigan State with the puck now taken by the Gophers and given right back to Michigan State. Never mind, Minnesota with it now in the neutral zone. Minnesota with the puck now in the Spartan zone behind the Michigan State net. Minnesota has it in the corner. Taken by the Spartan. Never mind. Minnesota with it now in the Spartan zone. Shot. No. Block shot. No. Right in front of the net. A perfect opportunity for the Gophers. Minnesota with it. Minnesota has it in the Spartan zone still. Minnesota with it. Oh, just goes wide. Right gloved by Augustine. I don't know why, but I zoned out there. We'll have a face-off in the Spartan zone. The puck was covered up by Augustine. 3-2 is our score right now. Michigan State on top. 2:49 to go in the second period of this top 5 matchup in Mont Ice Arena in Michigan, or in East Lansing, Michigan, on the Michigan State campus. Face-off won by the Spartans in their own zone. Puck goes all the way into the Gopher zone. Minnesota gets it behind their own net. Minnesota with the puck. Minnesota with it. Deflecting off the boards and goes into the stands. We're going to have face off in the Spartan zone. So, Michigan State with it in the Gopher zone. Minnesota trying to get it back, trying to even this baby up again. Minnesota with it in their own zone. Michigan State gets it now, though. Never mind, taken right back by the Gophers. Minnesota with the puck now in the neutral zone. Passing up the ice into the Michigan State zone. Minnesota with it. Along the boards. Minnesota with it in the corner. Minnesota with it in front of the net. Doesn't go. No shot there. Minnesota trying to get it. Minnesota shot. Doesn't go. Minnesota still has it. Minnesota shot doesn't go. Blocked by Augustine. Minnesota gets it back. And we got a penalty here. We got a hold on Michigan State. Minnesota's going to go on the power play. Charlie Stramel, 2 minutes for interference. Minnesota is on the power play now. Minnesota with the puck now. In their own zone. Minnesota with a good opportunity to get the equalizer. Minnesota with it in the Spartan zone. Minnesota. Shot doesn't go. Trey Augustine got a piece of that. Who's got the puck now? Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota with the puck now going into the Spartan zone. Trey Augustine with it. Oh my God, Minnesota had a perfect opportunity with Augustine out of the goal. Michigan State with it now. Now Michigan State clears it back to the Gophers. Michigan State with it. Michigan State within the Gopher zone. Blocked by Soulier. Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota now with it in the Spartan zone. Michigan State gets it right back. Michigan State now with it in the Gopher zone. Michigan State trying to get a shot off, but they can't. 40 seconds to go in the period. And puck belongs right now to the Gophers. Minnesota with it in the Spartan zone. Minnesota with it. Minnesota in the Spartan zone with the puck. Minnesota passing with the puck now. 21 seconds to go in the period. Minnesota shot doesn't go. Shot. Score! Minnesota equals the game at 3. Score for the Golden Gophers. It's tied at 3 with 15 seconds to go in the second period. Wow, what a goal. What a goal by the Gophers. Wow. Luke Middlestat with his second goal of the year. And we're tied at 3. Couldn't say that after the second period last night. And 8 seconds to go in the second period. Michigan State with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota has it. Trying to get a shot off real quick. Can't. Minnesota shot. Doesn't go. And that is the end of the second period. Michigan State and Minnesota all knotted up at 3 as we go to the third period. Whoa. What a game right now this is. All right, so let's just mute the game real quick because it's intermission. Mute site. There we go. All right, so if you're just joining us, it is 3-3 Michigan State, Minnesota in the going into the intermission. Before one period left to play in regulation, if there's barring overtime, if we're still tied at the end of the third, but probably won't be. I really do like the stream setup though. This stream setup though, I do like how I have the how I have everything laid out. I am nervous for tomorrow night, as we will be right back here tomorrow night at about 6:20ish Eastern time for the AFC Championship game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. The Bills. So the AFC Championship we will be here tomorrow night at about 6:20ish Eastern time to call the as we will be calling the AFC Conference Championship game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo. I can never get it right. We will be back here tomorrow night for the AFC Conference Championship game between the Kansas City Chiefs and I can never get it right. We will be back here tomorrow night for the AFC Conference Championship game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. There we go. Not the prettiest way to get that done. Took way too many tries, but whatever, I don't care. I am really nervous for tomorrow night. I really hope we win. I really hope we win. I'm gonna be so disappointed if we don't. Big Ten tournament champions for Michigan State was last year. All right. So, oh my god. Last night's game was insane. Unless Michigan State scores 6 goals in this third period and Minnesota doesn't score at all, the score it won't be anywhere close. Or unless each team just goes nuclear in this third period, like we won't. Tonight's final score will not be as insane as yesterday's final score. Yesterday's final score was 9-3 Michigan State. A 7-goal second period So after the first period last night, it was 1-0 Michigan State. After the second period, 5-3 Michigan State, and at the end of the game, it was 9-3 Michigan State. Michigan State scored 1 goal in the first, 4 in the second. Minnesota scored 3 in the second, and Michigan State scored 4 in the third, and Minnesota scored nothing in the third. So this is going to be an interesting game to see how it plays out here in this final period. So Tom Brady will be back. Tom Brady is going to be back at the Super Bowl this year. Only not in the game. He will be in the booth for it. And we are all and the game. I will also be calling the Super Bowl on this channel as well. But yeah, it's going to be a wild game tomorrow. Both games tomorrow are going to be nuts. Commanders, Eagles, and Chiefs and Bills. Why was I about to say Patriots? Where did I even get Patriots from? So, Jimmy Snuggerud scored in 5 straight games for the Gophers. Oh my god, can this third period just start? This is probably going to be one of the shorter live streams I do. So, stats tonight, Michigan State, 28 shots, Minnesota 15. Minnesota's 1 for 1 on the power play, and Michigan State's 0 for 1. 29 faceoffs, 1 for the Spartans, 15, 1 for the Gophers, 10 block shots for the Gophers, and 8 block shots for the Spartans. So, third period just about to start. Oh, this is a stress-free game, but not really. Okay, wait. Did Michigan State win today in basketball? Michigan State men's basketball. Michigan State men's basketball. Let's go, dude. Down go the Rutgers. On the road at Rutgers, Michigan State, number 8 Michigan State for that matter, took down Rutgers on the road at Rutgers at Madison Square Garden by a final score of 81-74. And last night Purdue beat Michigan 91-64. Purdue men's basketball. 91-64, Purdue beat Michigan last night, which means Michigan State now holds a 2-game lead over everyone. A 2-game lead bare minimum, or at the minimum. So with that Purdue win over Michigan yesterday, and Michigan State's win today, Michigan State now holds a 2-game lead minimum over every team in the Big Ten. So, let's go. By the way, that's men's basketball. No, I'm not going to call men's basketball on here because I don't know enough about basketball. But I might call some college baseball games this year. I might, maybe. Definitely going to call some MLB games this year, though. Also, Pete Carroll's a Raider, the Raiders head coach. That was not what I was expecting. But whatever, okay. I am. Oh my god. Hockey is so fun. I don't. I wish I could show the game footage so that way I can also have it like just playing in the background or like the footage playing, and then I don't have to like be saying every little movement that happens. But whatever, we're good. Football. Baseball is completely fine because I do at least get some breaks in action. Basketball and hockey though, it works your vocal cords, or at least it yeah, because yeah, the action legit does not stop. Same with soccer, but no, I'm not gonna call soccer. Absolutely not. I don't know enough about it. The only time I ever watch is if it's Copa America, Euro Cup, or World Cup. Other than that, I don't watch at all. But yeah, basketball I'll watch, but I won't call it because I don't know enough about it. Third period underway. Michigan State or Minnesota wins the faceoff. Wow, that's a rare sight compared to for last night. Minnesota with the puck in the Spartan zone, trying to take the lead. We're tied at 3 if you're just joining us. Minnesota with the puck in the Spartan zone. Minnesota shot on Augustine, glove save. "18 seconds into the period, and the puck goes into the glove of Troy Augustine. So, Minnesota with the puck now in the neutral zone, or in their own zone. Michigan State with it now in the Gopher zone. Charlie Stramo has it. Minnesota now with it in their own zone. Michigan State right back, but given right back to the Gophers. Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Michigan State takes it back. Michigan State with it. Now Minnesota with it in their own zone. 19 minutes to go in the third period. Puck loose in the Michigan State zone behind the net. Who's got it? I don't know. Minnesota's got it in the neutral zone. Michigan State now with it in their own zone. Where? Holy crap. Michigan State with the puck in the neutral zone. Michigan State with it now in the Gophers zone. Who's got it now? Minnesota now with it in the neutral zone. Passing back and forth. Minnesota loses control of the puck behind the Spartan net, but Minnesota gets it right back. Now Michigan State with it in their own zone. Minnesota now with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota shot on Augustine off the face mask. Minnesota gets it back. Shot again, doesn't go right to Michigan State. Puck free in the Michigan State or in the Minnesota zone, and icing's a call. Face off on the other end. All right. So, Michigan State wins the face-off in their own zone with 18 minutes to go in the third period in regulation. Regulation, whatever. Minnesota, no one has it now. Michigan State with the puck in their own zone behind their own net. Minnesota trying to gain control of the puck. And icing is a call. We'll have a face off in the Gopher zone. Oh, good. All right. Come on. So, face off in the Gopher zone is won by the Gophers. Minnesota with the puck in their own zone. Minnesota passing along the boards, trying to keep it away from the Spartans. Minnesota with it in their own zone. Yeah, Minnesota with it in their own zone. Minnesota with the puck now. Minnesota with the puck in the neutral zone. Puck goes ahead, and Michigan State with it behind their own goal. Michigan State with it in the defensive zone. Michigan State in the neutral zone and the offensive zone with the puck. Taken right by the Gophers. Minnesota with it now. Minnesota loses control of the puck. Michigan State with it behind their own net. Michigan State with it now in the Minnesota zone. Michigan State in the corner. Michigan State with the puck. Never mind. Liam Soulier has it now. Minnesota with it in their own zone. Minnesota passing around, trying to get free to try and do something with the puck. And who's got it now? Minnesota does in the neutral zone. Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Shot! Saved by Augustine. Nice save by Augustine. Glad I'm not watching hockey after this. Or on the, at least I'm good. Thank God I'm not watching college hockey after this on the Big Ten Network, because I do not want to watch Michigan. Absolutely not. So Michigan State wins the face-off in their own zone. Michigan State within the offensive zone now, trying to pass it Baz goal, but they don't. But they lose control of the puck. Minnesota with control of it now. Minnesota passing into this Gopher into the Spartan zone. Michigan State with it along the boards. Minnesota with the puck in their own zone. Someone got tripped by the referee. Michigan State with the puck in the Gopher zone, and shot doesn't go. Michigan State with it now in the Gopher zone. Michigan State with it. Michigan State. Stramel with it. Back to number 8. Sturback with it. Sturback doesn't get the shot on goal. Michigan State with it now. Stramel with it. Michigan State Stramel. Stramel in a fight for the puck. Who's got it? Minnesota's got it. Nope, Michigan State has it. And, yeah, Michigan State with it now in the Gopher zone. Minnesota with it now. Passing up the ice into the neutral zone. Minnesota clears it into the Spartan zone. Minnesota changing here. Minnesota with it in their own zone. Michigan State now with it in the Gopher zone. And shot right in front of the net. Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota pushing into the offensive zone. Minnesota. That was a golden opportunity. No pun intended. Minnesota shot doesn't go. Minnesota trying to gain control of the puck to try and take the lead over Michigan State. Minnesota with the puck, or Michigan State shot. Saved by Soulier. So, Minnesota wins the face-off in their own zone. Michigan State with it. Michigan State within the neutral zone, but taken by the Gophers. Michigan State takes it right back. 14:34 to go in regulation. Minnesota with the puck now in their own zone. Minnesota with it in the neutral zone, pushing up the ice. Minnesota with a shot, with an opportunity. Minnesota in the Spartan zone. Minnesota shot doesn't go. Minnesota with the puck behind the Spartan net. Minnesota with it. Minnesota with the puck now. Or Michigan State with the puck, my bad. State. Nope, no one has it now. Who's got it now behind the net of Minnesota? Minnesota's got it now. Minnesota has it. And ping pong again. Jesus Christ. Stop playing ping pong! Michigan State with it now in the Gopher zone. And, whoa, we got a whistle. And we're going to have a penalty. So, no penalty. Minnesota with the puck in their own zone and the neutral zone with it. Taken by the Spartans. Michigan State in the Gopher zone with it. Taken by the Gophers. Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota with it in the Spartan zone. Minnesota has it. Minnesota with it in the Spartan zone. Minnesota. Shot on. Augustine doesn't go. Taken by Michigan State. Minnesota now has control of it in the neutral zone. Minnesota with it. Minnesota goes into the Spartan zone with it. Never mind, taken right back by Michigan State. Michigan State with it in the Gopher zone. What is going on? Who's got it? My screen just went like all pixely. And whistle dead. That was weird. Oh, that was a perfect opportunity for the Gophers. That was a perfect opportunity. It really was. So, Minnesota with the puck wins the face-off in the Spartan zone. Okay, the scoreboard is gone from Michigan State, or for the on the Big Ten Network. Don't know why. Minnesota with the puck in the Spartan zone. Michigan State with it in the neutral zone. Michigan State with it in the neutral zone still. Michigan State with it into the Gopher zone. Michigan State, Russell with it. Back to number 8, Sturback. Shot doesn't go. Geary with the shot back to Sturback. Taken by the Gophers. Minnesota with an opportunity on a breakaway. On Augustine, doesn't go. Augustine with a beautiful save. Wow. What a save. Wow. Oh. That would have been a hat trick for Snuggeroo. So, Minnesota wins the face-off in the Spartan zone, but Michigan State takes the puck. Minnesota trying to get it to take the lead. Minnesota with the puck behind their own net. 11:47 to go in the third period. Minnesota with the puck in the neutral zone, taken by the Spartans. Michigan State with it in the Gophers zone. Michigan State with it behind the Gophers net. Taken by the Gophers. Is it? No. Yeah, Minnesota with it now. Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota taking the puck into the Spartan zone. Now taken by the Spartans. Michigan State with it along the boards into the Gopher zone. Minnesota gets it back. Minnesota with the puck now. Now Michigan State with it in the neutral zone, in their own zone now. And right back into the Gopher zone. And Minnesota with it in their own zone behind the net. Minnesota with it and gets pushed over. Michigan State with it now. Taken by the Gophers. Minnesota with it in their own zone, behind their own net. Minnesota clearing it up the ice. Minnesota with an opportunity for a goal. Minnesota playing with the puck in front of the Michigan State net. Minnesota has to retreat in the neutral zone. And Michigan State now with it in their own zone. Michigan State has it. Trying to get each team trying to take the lead. Minnesota with it in their own zone, behind their own net. Minnesota with it now in their own zone. Minnesota in the neutral zone. Taken by the Spartans. 10 minutes to go in this third period. Minnesota takes it right in front of their own net. Michigan State and Minnesota in a fight for the puck. Michigan State and Minnesota trying to get it from each other. Minnesota, do they have it? No, Michigan State with it. Michigan State with it in the Gophers zone. Shot! Doesn't go! Wow. Minnesota and Michigan State now another fight for the puck in the corner. Puck gets free. Taken by the Gophers and taken right back by Michigan State. Michigan State with it in their own zone, passing up the ice. And who's got it now? Minnesota with it. Minnesota with the puck. In the defensive zone. Michigan State with it in the offensive zone. Now Minnesota with it. Minnesota flips the puck up the ice. Minnesota trying to take their first lead over Michigan State here within the last 2 games. Michigan State with the puck now in the Gopher zone. Stramel back to number 20, and Minnesota gets a much needed break there. Howard with it, pass back to who is that? I don't know. Michigan State within the Gopher zone. Shot goes wide left. Who's got it? Minnesota's got it in their own zone, in the corner. Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota almost lost control of it. They fling it forward. You guys got to pass it to each other. You're not going to get any opportunities if you don't pass it with each other. Minnesota with it. Going to fight for the puck. Michigan State and Minnesota in a race for the puck. Minnesota trying to get it. Who's got it? Minnesota does. Now Michigan State gave it right to Michigan State. What are we doing? Michigan State shot doesn't go. Blocked by Soulier. Great save by Soulier. Who's got it now? Minnesota with the puck in their own zone. Now Michigan State shot doesn't go. Michigan State with it. Now Minnesota with it. Who just said Kevin O'Connell? Anyways, Minnesota with it. And stop clearing the puck. Pass it to each other. Michigan State with it now. And offsides. 7:29 to go in the third period. We're tied at 3. Oh my god. Oh, I did not mean to clear scoreboard. All right. Michigan State and Minnesota tied at 3 if you're just joining us. Minnesota with the puck in their own zone. Michigan State trying to keep the puck away from Minnesota. Minnesota intercepts the puck at center ice. Minnesota with the puck in the Spartan zone. And don't pass it to Michigan State. Puck in the Michigan State zone. Who's got it now? Minnesota with it in the Spartan zone. Minnesota and Michigan State tied at 3. Michigan State with it in the Spartan or in the neutral zone. Now in the Gophers zone with it. And shot in front of the goal goes just right across the legs of Soulier. Minnesota and Michigan State, or Michigan State with the puck. Minnesota now with it in their own zone. Minnesota with it. Minnesota with it in their own in the Spartan zone. Now Michigan State with it in the neutral zone. Who's got it? Michigan State with it. Basgo with it in the Minnesota zone. Minnesota now with it in their own zone behind the net. Stop giving it to Michigan State. It's not going to help you. Minnesota flings it up the ice. Jesus Christ. Pass it to each other, not just fling it. Oh my God. Not what you want to do. Wait, whoa. I had the scoreboard all screwed up the entire time. All right. Who's got it? Minnesota with it in the Spartan zone. Minnesota with it in their own zone. Minnesota trying to keep it away from Michigan State as they try to take the lead with 5:14 to go in the third period. Minnesota with it behind their own net. Minnesota with it. Minnesota has it in the neutral zone. Stop flinging it up the ice. Pass it to each other. Holy crap. Michigan State now with it. Minnesota with it now. And whistle. Puck out of play. 4:49 to go in the third period. Come on, Minnesota. Minnesota with it in their own zone. For the love of God, stop flinging it up the ice. Don't you dare do that again. And they almost did it again. Michigan State with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota gets it right back. Minnesota with it. No, Michigan State with it. Michigan State with it behind the Gophers net. Minnesota with it now. Michigan State takes it right back. Minnesota and trying to get it back. Michigan State with it. Michigan State shot. Deflected. Minnesota trying to get the puck again. Minnesota gets it in their own zone. Minnesota with it in the neutral. Stop flinging it forward, Minnesota, unless you have a man there. Michigan State with it in the neutral zone. Taken by the Gophers. Never mind. Poked right back to Michigan State. Intercepted by the Gophers. Oh my God, what are you doing? Minnesota, get it. Shot! Deflected by Augustine. Minnesota with it. Michigan State with it now in their own zone. Minnesota gets it in front of the net. Minnesota, no, stop passing it to Michigan State. It's not your that's not your job. Your job is to pass it to each other. Like to the people in the maroon and gold jerseys, not the people in the white and green jerseys. I can say the same thing about Michigan State because they do the exact same thing as well. Minnesota with it in their own zone. Minnesota with it in the Spartan zone. Minnesota shot doesn't go. Minnesota trying to get the puck back in the neutral zone. And Soulier with it now. Minnesota gets it behind their own net. Minnesota in the neutral zone with it. Oh my God. Minnesota with it or Michigan State with it now in the neutral zone. Nobody wants to keep control of the puck, or nobody wants to pass it normally. Michigan State with it in the Gopher zone. Michigan State with it still. Shot and save. Minnesota, you can't keep flinging it up the ice. Just randomly. So we got an issue with the equipment for Liam Soulier. Soulier is good. 2:25 to go in the third period. Tied at 3. Minnesota wins the face-off in their own zone. Michigan State with it. Shot doesn't go. Minnesota with it. Nope, Michigan State with it. They lose the control of the puck. Minnesota, come on. Michigan State with it behind their own net. Minnesota, get control of it. Jesus Christ, we don't. Yes, I want both to win, but right now Minnesota's just really playing really questionably. Under 2 minutes to go. Minnesota with the puck behind their own net. Minnesota with the puck in their own zone. Stop flinging it forward. And icing's a call, even though that was playable. 1:50 to go in regulation. Tied at 3. Minnesota wins the Michigan State won the face-off, but the puck goes all the way to the neutral zone. Minnesota with a quick change. Michigan State with the puck in the Gophers zone. Taken by the Gophers. Minnesota with it. What's the whistle? Hand pass on Michigan State? 1:34 to go in the third period. Face off in the Gopher zone. Michigan State with it. Puck deflected across the ice. Michigan State with it behind the Gophers net. Who's got the puck? Minnesota with the puck. Minnesota with the puck behind their own net. Minnesota with the puck in their own net. Puck goes into the crowd. .117 to go in regulation. Michigan State, Minnesota set for another face-off in the Gopher zone. Face-off won by the Gophers. Minnesota with the puck in their own zone. .112 to go. Puck goes right back into the stands again. Minnesota wins the face-off again. Puck along the boards. Minnesota trying to get it. Michigan State with it in their own zone. 1 minute to go in regulation. Puck in the Gophers zone behind the net. Under a minute to go now in the third period. Minnesota with the puck. Minnesota with it. Behind their own net. Minnesota. Come on. Pass up the boards. Minnesota into the Spartan zone. What are we doing? Someone go after the puck when it's loose. Jesus. 40 seconds to go. Minnesota with the puck in their own zone. Puck off the glass. Michigan State with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota almost intercepted it right there. Minnesota trying to get the puck back. Michigan State with it. Shot glove save by Soulier. 21.1 to go in the third period. Minnesota and the Michigan State set to face off in the Spartan zone. Won by Minnesota. 18 seconds to go in the third period. Minnesota with the puck in the neutral zone. Never mind. Michigan State with it. 12 seconds to go in the third period. Michigan State with possession in this Gopher zone. Michigan State with it. Minnesota with it. We're going to overtime. We're going to overtime. Wow. This game has been nothing but entertaining. We're going to overtime in just about a minute or so. That's when overtime will start. All right, overtime underway. Minnesota next goal wins it. Minnesota with the puck in their own zone. Minnesota with the puck in the neutral zone. Minnesota has it. Minnesota, come on. Minnesota with the puck in the Spartan zone. Now Michigan State with it. Minnesota has it in the neutral zone. Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. What are we doing? Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota with it in the Michigan State zone. Minnesota with it, passing it. Snuggeroo with it. Minnesota with it. Minnesota with it, Snuggeroo. It's 3-on-3 overtime. Michigan State with it, Minnesota almost. Oh, wow. Minnesota with it in the Spartan zone. Minnesota with it now in the neutral zone. Stop going backwards. Minnesota with it in the Spartan zone. Come on, Minnesota. Dang puck. Michigan State within the Gopher zone. Michigan State shot. Doesn't go. Soulier stood his ground. Michigan State with it in the neutral zone. Michigan State with it in the Gopher zone. Apparently that didn't count as a shot on goal, even though it hit Soulier in the chest. Michigan State with it in the Gopher zone. Michigan State passing. Michigan State. Shouty with it. Geary with it. Shot off the pads of Soulier. Minnesota with it behind their own net. 2:41 to go in this first overtime period. I don't know if we play more than one. Minnesota with it in their own zone. Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota with it. Michigan State intercepts the puck. And Minnesota, you had a perfect opportunity. Minnesota trying to get the puck back, trying to come away with a win. Minnesota, someone lost their stick. Michigan State with the puck. Minnesota with the puck for a chance for a breakaway. Never mind. You don't even try and take it. Minnesota with it. Minnesota with the puck in the neutral zone. 1:53 to go in this overtime period. What are we doing, Minnesota? You're not even trying, I swear. Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Stop passing it backwards, I swear. Minnesota with it. Minnesota. Oh, almost a goal for the Gophers. Minnesota with it. Why are we going out of the zone? Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota with it in the Michigan State zone. Minnesota with it behind the net of Michigan State. Why are we clearing it back into our own zone? Jesus Christ. 1:15 to go in the overtime period. Minnesota with it in their own zone. Minnesota with it in the neutral. Stop passing it backwards. Minnesota with it in the neutral zone now. Minnesota with it. Shot doesn't go. Deflected. Minnesota gets control of the puck again in the neutral zone. Minnesota with it now. Minnesota. What are we doing? Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Minnesota with it. God, you guys are stupid right now. Minnesota with it. Minnesota passing back. Shot doesn't go. Michigan State gets it. Minnesota trying to get it. 30 seconds to go in the overtime period. Minnesota gets it. Minnesota with it in the Michigan State zone. Minnesota. Oh, just in front of the net. 21 seconds to go in the overtime period. Michigan State with it. Michigan saved by Soulier. 10 seconds to go in overtime. Minnesota's being stupid right now. Why are you are continuously either just flinging the puck into the opposing zone with no one even remotely close to it, or you're just flinging it back into your own zone. Like, what are we doing? Face off in the Gopher zone. 9 seconds to go in the overtime period. Minnesota with it on an opportunity on a breakaway. Minnesota? No, they don't get the opportunity. 3, 2, 1. And first overtime period is over. End of overtime. And we're going to a shootout. my god, this is a crazy game. Come on, Michigan. Or not Michigan. Come on, Minnesota. I want both to win, but I want Minnesota to win tonight because they got killed last night. Michigan State with it. Soulier in goal. Then save by Soulier. Jimmy Snuggerud with the chance to put the Gophers ahead. To give the Gophers the lead here. Snuggerud and over the goal. Missed it high. Michigan State shot. Score! Or it doesn't count as a goal. It goes down in the books as a tie. But who will get the win? Daniel Russell right by Soulier. Come on, Minnesota. Minnesota shot. Goes wide. Minnesota apparently has never won a shootout in the Big Ten. Ever. Just went wide left. Isaac Howard for the win. And in! Isaac Howard wins it for Michigan State. The Spartans win it in the shootout. Michigan State wins. Michigan State wins it off of Isaac Howard in the shootout. Minnesota falls now to 19-7-2. Michigan State improves now to 25 or to 25 and 2. Or no, 20 21 3 and 2. No, 21 3 and 3. No, 23 and 3. I don't know. Goes in the books as a tie, so I think 23 and 3. So your final is 3-3 or 4-3 Michigan State in the shootout. You know what? Let me make this easier to understand here. That's an image. I need a text box. Text box. All right, background color. Or let's just go get the Michigan State hex code. There we go. Nope, that needs to be a bit thicker. How does that look? Hold on. So Michigan State wins 2-0 in the shootout, or ties Minnesota, but they win it in the shootout 2-0. Oh, there we go. So that is it. That'll do it for this one. Minnesota ties Michigan State. The final score is 3-3. Michigan State gets the extra point though with a 2-0 shootout win. That's your final score. Michigan. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at about 6:20 Eastern time for the AFC Championship game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. With that said, I'm on Sportal Nation. This was the play-by-play Michigan. This is my Michigan State Minnesota play-by-play YouTube play-by-play for hockey in 2020 on January 25th, 2025. With that said, I'm on Sportal Nation. LA community, I'm thinking about you. Hope you guys get through this. That's horrible what you guys are going through. With that said, I'm on Sportal Nation. Stay safe, stay positive, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the AFC Championship game. Peace. I'm Sportal Nation.